Hey, hi, and hello. I'm Troy the Art Boy, and I'm going to be designing yet another unconfirmed experiment from Lilo and Stitch, the series. Just like I do in every video, I'm going to be going over a lengthy list of how this project is organized. If you've seen my other videos and would rather skip that, then please jump to this point in the video. I'll give you a second to jump ahead. During the credits of Leroy and Stitch the movie, there is an official list of every experiment along with their number. I defer to that list and work with a friend of mine over on Instagram. Their account's name is Lilo's Library to brainstorm on the function and the one true place given based on the namesake of each specific experiment. I will say I don't just pull these functions out of nowhere. There are general guidelines for how Jumpa's creations are organized. As for instance, numbers 000 through 099 are the household helpers. Numbers 100 through 199 were designed to be civic disturbances. Think loud, annoying, or just generally disrespectful to your peace. Numbers 200 through 299 are the technological and scientific experiments. 300 through 399 are the psychological experiments. 400 through 499 are the militaristic experiments. 500 through 599, which are my personal favorites, are going to be the elemental manipulators. And lastly, experiments 600 onward would all be the doomsday experiments, like Stitch. Given both the name and the number, I can get to work. Today's cousin is number 016, Malt. I love this design. I, I just love it so much. Out of all my early designs, I think Malt might have been the most difficult for me. When I hear the word malt, my head jumps to ice cream. Kind of. I get so okay. So follow me here. Um no, I guess when I hear the word malt, I actually think of a scene from an episode of Wizards of Waverly Place. It was the one with Girl where I don't remember the specific plot, but I do remember Alex Russo trying to shut off the robotic monster by having them say the words curl alt delete. When getting to the second word, Alex asks the monster to name, quote, a delicious ice cream drink without an M, to which Girl responds by saying alt. I was pretty young at the time, so I had no idea what the word malt meant. I looked it up and saw pictures of what I thought were milkshakes and was confused. When I got older, I realized that they were just two very similar drinks. My partner in this project, Leo Zybre, had the idea early on to base their design off of a soda jerk. They're the old timey ice cream shop workers that maybe you've seen throughout media. The images I found for references had the soda jerks wearing a lot of red and white, so I knew I wanted to carry that over to malt as well. I talked about this in my video about experiment 008 Carmine, but it's hard to decide whether to add physical clothing to an experiment or make their fur or skin sort of resemble clothing. As a general rule of thumb, I prefer steering clear of physical clothes for my designs. I think because it doesn't make sense to me to have the clothes also be dehydrated for transport along with the experiment themselves. Do you know what I mean? I use experiments 322 Heckler, 020 Slick, and 044 Forehead as my main inspirations here. The last one in particular. I wanted them to kind of resemble a human, or I guess not make them animalistic, like How Come or Squawk, while also not making them look like inanimate objects like Ruggles or trucks. I hope that makes sense. I wanted them to stand out from what I've done so far. Like I said earlier, I was set on adding both white and red to the color scheme, but I knew I needed to add more colors than just those two. It can be really hard to find a solid color scheme for any drawing, but it's especially challenging when I'm trying to make a character look like they can actually fit into a pre existing universe. I was limited on the tones I could use, and on top of that, I needed to complement the two colors mentioned earlier. I settled on a pinkish tone for the body with a darker set of accents in a few different spots. I played with the tone until I found a muted shade that I think works really well. For malt, I wanted to do something a little bit extra, something to really make them pop. So I gave them a tail. More specifically, I gave them a tail that doubles as an extra arm. I imagine they need it with the amount of ice cream they're going to be making. Their tail arm situation is a bit longer than their two main arms, and it can vibrate and spin very quickly, which allows Malt to make milkshakes or malts very quickly. I wanted them to seem kind and like they're happy to carry out their function. So they're pretty much always smiling. Oh, and their function, as their design would suggest, they're a frozen treat maker with a bit of a twist. Their ice cream melts within seconds of patron handoff. And here he is. I am very, very happy with how this one turned out. 0 would debut in an episode named Melting Menace Mayhem. They would be activated when a shopping cart ran into a line of other shopping carts where the pod was perched, causing them to fall into a nearby puddle. In this sweet and hilarious episode of Lilo and Stitch this series, Experiment 016, Malt, brings a new flavor of chaos to the island of Kauai with his unique ability to whip up frozen ice cream treats that melt within seconds. As Malt's ice cream antics spiral out of control, Lilo and Stitch race against the clock to find a way to enjoy his frozen treats before they completely melt away. With Malt's unpredictable creations causing chaos wherever they go, the Ohana must work together to come up with a creative solution to make the most of these fleeting frozen treats. Malt would ultimately find his one true place as a soda jerk for a local ice cream parlor. Let me know what you guys think. Another thing, the person who's been working with me on this project used to work with another artist to do basically the exact same thing that I'm currently doing, but they never finished. If you've spent any time looking up unconfirmed Lilo and Stitch experiments online, I'm sure you've seen their work. Their name is Sketch Lampoon, and I'm bringing them up because I've been playing a fun game where I look up earlier popular fan designs after I finish my own. It amazes me how two people can have either radically different or radically similar designs for the exact same prompt. The Lilo and Stitch fan art community is also just really small, and I want to spread the love. And yeah, be sure to go check out Sketch Lampoon. Anyways, here it is. I can't believe how different these two interpretations are from one another. His drawing looks like it could absolutely beat up mine if it wanted to. It sort of reminds me of a spiky tree nut. I'm forgetting the actual name, but here's a picture of them for reference. Super cute. If you enjoyed this video, or honestly, even if you didn't, be sure to like and subscribe. I'm still very new to the whole YouTube thing, and every like and follow just helps out so much. I've also started a Patreon if you wanted to go support me over there as well. I would greatly appreciate it. I have some other videos and video concepts already uploaded over there, and you'll have early access to all of my videos, as well as discounts to everything on my Etsy, including my stickers. I know I've already mentioned them a few times in this video, but if you have a minute, I really can't recommend enough checking out Lilo's library over on Instagram. A bunch of my other designs are already over there, along with just so much more. And of course, go check out Sketch Lampoon as well. Thank you so much for watching, and you will see me in the next one. Bye.